Is it possible not to leave a mess when you die? You bet. So, one of those ways is to avoid the court system upon your passing. That court system is called probate. Now, what we're going to be talking about in this short video today are ways to actually avoid that system. So, let's get started. So, what is probate? So, probate is the court process that someone goes through upon passing. It deals with things that were in someone's name alone, that in order to be able to have it passed to who it's supposed to go to, it needs to go through that court system. Well, you may say, you know what, Tiff, I'll fix your wagon. I don't need to go through probate because I have a will. And because I have a will, I'm going to avoid probate. Well, guess what? No, a will doesn't avoid probate. A will is crucial to have, but it doesn't avoid probate. It provides instructions for the court system for anything that's going through it. Now that we know what probate is, and now that we know that a will doesn't avoid probate, let me talk with you about how you can actually avoid going through probate, going through the court system. You can do that by making things sure that things are titled right. So if something has somewhere to go, it doesn't have to go through probate. Because if you remember, I said for things that were in your name alone. So if something is jointly owned, it normally goes to the surviving joint owner. If something's not jointly owned, but it has a beneficiary, it will go to who the beneficiary is. If something is owned by a trust, it's owned by the trust and doesn't have to go through probate. So if something's jointly owned, has a beneficiary, is owned by a trust, those are ways to avoid going through probate. So please make sure you have things titled appropriately. Look, probate is not an evil thing, but it is having to go through the court system. And why go through the court system if you don't need to? So pay attention to how things are titled. Sit down with an estate planning attorney and really walk things through. Because devil's in the details. You really need to pay attention to how this goes and talk about the pros and cons so that you really don't even leave a mess by just saying, oh, I've got a beneficiary on things. It may not go the way you want. So sit down with that estate planning attorney. We want to help you keep moving on this. So we put together some information on the myths and misconceptions of probate. Click below and you'll be able to get access to download that information. So please take advantage of that. Read it and then actually do something about it. And then give us a call.